Hey there, welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jadiel Kabir. It's always a pleasure to see you in our conversations, political conversations that we have every single day. We have Richard Mwenje coming in with Business Glide, Simon Irungu, always with a big question, Marshall Mudo on the streets with public opinion. So if you're new here, this is a political channel with a business touch, and I will do this every single day. Herman Manyora comes in every single Saturday with his standalone video, A Matter of Time analysis. How are you doing though today?
Good.
You're fine?
Yo.
I'm loving that jacket. Where did you get it?
This one?
Yeah.
Mtumba.
Hakuna. But let's get into today's political conversation.
Yes.
Today we're speaking about what has been talk of town in the country since Labor Day. President Uhuru Kenyatta coming out and bashing his deputy William Samoei Ruto, calling him to resign. He said he had departed, he had left him at the time of the hour of need. This is the first time we've seen this happening in the country. But is the president justified to call out his deputy, or is this just political talk to boost Raila Odinga's campaign?
If you ask me, this is just politics. If you ask me, Uhuru and his team are setting a trap for Ruto. And Ruto is falling into the trap. Correct.
This is a trap?
Yes.
How is he falling?
And I've said it many times.
How is he falling into the trap?
You know, every time you hit back at Uhuru, if you are Ruto, you lose a few following on the mountain. Yes.
Is he really losing?
This country is so tribal. So tribal. If you attack Raila Odinga, you touch the Luos. Somebody will lie to you that Kikuyus hate Ruto, hate Uhuru. That may be true, but to a point. Beyond which you touch him, you will know he has his owners.
But don't you think that...
So because you see, what Uhuru is looking for is a narrative to share with his people on the mountain. As to why he's not supporting Ruto. So when he says something like this and then you come and react the way you have reacted, you slight him. Remember also, there are intelligent people who are following the discussion, the debate, the conversation. They are intelligent Kenyans. Yeah. And from the mountain. The mountain has its share of intelligent thinking human beings who have influence. Opinion leaders. They wouldn't like that kind of tweet from Ruto.
So you're saying...
It is disrespectful. It is spiteful. It shows you are full of yourself. It is full of hubris. You know. Yeah.
But the deputy president, together with his allies...
You wouldn't do that. You would just say, I'm sorry, Your Excellency. You know, there are things you will say. But you know, that is from a person who thinks he has it.
He said, I'm
a communications person, I know. That is from a person who says he has it. And what is it that he has that gives me that confidence that I have the Kikuyus? So what can you do?
Is that where we are right now?
Yes, and the Kikuyus are reading these things. And there's more to come.
But the deputy president said these rules that are mandated to me constitutionally, you threw an executive order, you gave it to someone else. You brought Raila Odinga onto your side. So these are not my failures. You gave my roles to someone else. And therefore, he said, I'm only one phone call away.
But you see, the whole thing has been misunderstood. The executive order of 2019 January simply reorganized the way of doing things by transferring committee work to Matiang'i. That was not transferring work from the DP.
But that is what the DP was doing before the executive order.
You see, what I'm saying is this, the presidency, which includes Ruto and Uhuru, is above Matiang'i. And in a clip that is circulating, where he had an interview with, you look for it.
For BBC,
BBC.
I saw it, yes.
You saw it?
Yeah.
You saw it, eh?
Yeah.
You can share it with the viewers.
Let it play right now.
Yeah, play it right now. So, you've seen?
Yeah.
He is saying there is no way he has been sidelined by that executive order. Because at the end of the day, Matiang'i reports to him and the president, which is the case. Yeah.
So is this now a case of double speak now going to the deputy's side, asking him, why did you say that then? And why are you saying that the transfer, that my powers have been delegated to someone else now? Do you think this is going to harm the deputy president? Because then he said something different from what he's saying now. You know,
of course, you know, what is going to finish Ruto, and I've said it repeatedly, is saying this today, tomorrow you say this. The executive, shifting from one position to another. That is not very good in politics. Consistency in politics is very, very important. That's why you look at Raila, that consistency of his, of course, even him, he has a few slips here and there, but majorly the consistency defines Raila. On the other hand, flip-flopping seems to define Ruto. What Uhuru is saying, and I can understand when the people who are not sophisticated enough react in the way they are reacting. But when I see people who have gone to school seriously, failing to understand, what Uhuru is saying, I looked at this country, I looked at where we were, and I came to the conclusion that country is bigger than self. And I talked to Raila. Raila and I talked in the interest of this country. We had a handshake. So what he is saying is that Ruto did not embrace that handshake.
Okay.
So I don't know why people are not getting it. But that's what Uhuru is saying. Because once if he could have embraced the handshake together with the president, then they would have moved together in future.
Oh.
From that 18th of March, whatever, 31st of March, 2018, if Ruto had worked with Uhuru together, they would have achieved a lot more.
But the big question right now,
yes.
Let me just cut you short there, because the president was speaking about him not being in Ukraine. He said, these are global trends. That's something that he was putting. But when you look at the decision to bring Raila on board, this is before COVID. This is before Ukraine war. Does this mean that the problem has failed economically and is therefore putting blame?
People are failing to understand. What the president meant or said, actually without even meaning, what he said simply was this, that there are problems in the country today. People are capitalizing on those problems and blaming him.
Oh.
So the problems as we currently have can be explained by some factors beyond his control.
Oh.
Granted, and I've said this many times, there are things he could do to mitigate the situation. But the ones he's citing are actually there. COVID is there.
Yeah.
The Russian invasion of Ukraine is there. These are things you can't escape from. They are partly responsible for the mess we are in today in terms of the economic hardship. But so that's what he's saying. Those problems are there. But somebody is taking advantage of that. You know, running away with that. That's what the president is saying.
Looking at it practically, can the DP be able to get back in the office and work? Because he said, kuja unisaidie, or just resign. Do you think the DP, it's time for him to come back?
That's why I said this is politics. Uhuru is a politician. Ruto is a politician. Now, one of these politicians is missing the script, and that is William Ruto. And he will see in the fullness of time that Manyora has been right. These guys are dragging you into something and you are falling for it. Let me tell you, and I want to repeat this, I hope I don't have to say it again. This country, a very unfortunate, is highly tribal. The state of ethnicity in this country, and when you say ethnicity, for us it is defined by tribe. Ethnicity is defined by other things in other countries, including religion, including race. Those things are there. You can't wish race away from America. It is still there. They will have to work on it for many more years to come. You see?
And it will still play a role in American politics.
So that's the ethnicity. Ours is tribe. It is raw. Let me say this for the last time.
Raw.
The moment you begin hitting at Uhuru, you remove your gloves and you become reckless and careless in what you say as you reply to Uhuru, and he's setting you up. You'll see it.
Let me remind you about isorite.com. Isorite.com is a global merchants platform where you do listing of your products. Let's say property, you have cars, you have books, you have things, movie tickets, or even event tickets that you'd like to sell. Why don't you go to isorite.com? As I said, isorite.com is a global merchants platform, and it's going to help a lot of Africans. It's going to help a lot of Kenyans who would like to get those American dollars. You get clients for some of the things that you have. Go to isorite.com and you'll be able to find clients, as I said, for your products, your movie tickets, your property, your cars that you'd like to lease, and I'm sure you'll get someone that would like to rent them. But let's continue with this conversation. You're saying in the fullness of time, we're going to see a lot happening within the Mount Kenya region. If Uhuru steps now into politics deeply, attacking the DP as he has, what are we going to see in Mount Kenya within the next 3 months?
He's looking for excuses and reasons. He's weaving narratives around the mountain. That look here, I, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, came here with William Ruto because there was a past we were trying to take care of, to solve, to bring Kenyans together, to bring two communities that had fought in those years. We were trying to bring them together. This is why we came together. I would be a mad person midstream to abandon William Ruto. There were reasons why I abandoned him. So when he talks and you answer and you are William Ruto, he now tells people, I told you. This is the man I told you about. This is it.
When you look at what is happening right now, because as a politician...
No, soon, I'm telling soon. Soon it could be something about this guy, look at how much he has done in terms of impropriety. You know, in terms of issues to do with, well, let's not just say them here.
Yeah.
And then you react.
I'm saying when you look at it now, there's Deputy President who is a politician, yes, number one, and he was also put into place to serve. Now, if you're working with someone like Raila Odinga, whom you know you're going to compete with in the next election, could that be possible for the Deputy President to work together with Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta? And at what point would they start now playing politics for this year's election?
People work together, and when politics come, they compete.
It
He could have been with a handshake and then compete against Raila in 2022. That is possible. But a wiser decision, according to me, a wiser decision, and I've said it, was for Ruto to forget about 2022.
Forget about it?
That would have been the wisest decision, because he's going to be beaten. Point number one.
He's going to be beaten?
Yes. Badly. I know this country, and I know politics in this country. He'll be beaten badly. Forget about what Bush says. Number two, whoever wins this election, and in my estimation, it is most unlikely to be William Ruto. It will be Raila Odinga. Whoever wins will vanquish the one they beat.
This election?
Yes.
But that hasn't happened before in the country.
This is a different election. This election is not about 2022. This election is about long-term game. And if Raila wins, Ruto will never appear on political scene in this country. He'll be gone.
You're certain about that?
I'm certain. Wait until Raila wins the election.
How do you destroy?
Then you begin to see how many people currently in Rift Valley who are quiet. Kina Franklin Bed, Kina Zakayo Cheruiyot, Kina all these, Kina Sally Koski. They are quiet because they were suppressed by Ruto when he came on the scene. You wait until Raila wins, you see how they will emerge. The Henry Koskes, although they are getting old. That group of people is going to emerge, and they will prop up people like Gideon. And Ruto will be finished even in Rift Valley.
How do you finish someone like Ruto? Someone with numbers, someone
politics. You know how politics works?
A national party.
You know how politics works? People go where there's power. People go where there's power. Because what Raila and Uhuru will do is to empower those people who Ruto had suppressed in the Rift Valley. And these other followers of yours who have been following you, thinking you are winning, the moment you lose, first of all, the shock. Then they are fearing that people will go for them. Then they are told, no, just come, we play politics. They desert you, all of them. You'll see. Wanakimbia na Ruto. They will desert him. You'll see them dancing with Uhuru and Raila. You will not believe it. But that's how politics works.
But look at the second option that he has now is to resign.
Yes.
Walk out of government. I think the Homa Bay gubernatorial aspirant, she was saying that you're living with government expenses, you're flying with the government expenses, even your iron box is being paid by the government. If he resigns right now, what are we going to see in the politics of the country?
No, it's too late. If he had resigned earlier, he would have gotten out of capital. So, Uhuru, where with your government and the mess I'm seeing in this government, you stay with it. Me, I'm gone. He would have scored heavily. Yes. You score. The only thing is you miss the trappings. But those trappings are coming to an end.
But don't you think
Uhuru anaweka tu break kakak. What you think were trappings of that office, they will disappear in the next 2, 3, 4. Watch after nominations. He will be a DP only by name. I know this. Because this is how politics works.
Only by name?
Only by name.
What do you mean?
Oh, you wait and see.
He'll be taken out of...
They only do those things which... They will only fail to do those things which if they do, he will get sympathy. Like kicking him out of the current home and annex. They know if they do that, he will get sympathy.
He addressed
so they will not do those things. Lakini kuna vitu watafinya pole pole places. Places.
Ashindwe. Look at
Playing
him.
with government is not a
Look at
small
him
matter.
staying in government. Some would want him to stay in government so that he learns what is happening within the government.
Yes.
So if Raila says, I have state control, I have Uhuru Kenyatta who's in government can be able to help me, Ruto can also say the same thing, that I am in government, I know what is happening in government. He has said that severally. If he stays in government, do you think he can be able to maneuver through traps that have been made by the president?
It's not possible. The way systems work, first of all, when you get information, most of it is leaked deliberately for you to get. Then you see how Raila was in, you people, you forget. Why Kenyans forget, I don't know. Raila was prime minister. Kalonzo Musyoka was?
Deputy vice president.
Vice president.
Yes.
Weta, the fifth, was in charge of foreign affairs.
Yeah.
What advantage did they have when the 2013 election came? Was there an advantage? They were being fed on false leaked things, including the results when they came. The one Mudavadi was reading. Mudavadi had been deputy prime minister, vice president, minister of foreign affairs, prime minister. What advantage accrued to them from those positions?
They still lost.
When you get information, it is leaked wrong. The only things Raila will get as an institution, Raila is an institution. He can get his own intelligence.
Raila is also an institution.
Yes. But because you are their prime minister or you are this, forget about it. There's nothing. Ruto will not understand how the system is working. He will not.
So you're saying right now he's doomed both ways. If
He doesn't. He will not benefit anything from being in that office, apart from the salary and the vehicles.
Listen to what MP Ngunjiri said, Bahati. He said, nothing good comes out of anger. What the president displayed in public is dangerous for this country, especially now that we are heading to the general elections. Some people have been calling out, not only Ngunjiri, calling out the president for coming out in public and speaking the way he did, seemed a little bit angry, not just a little bit, but very angry with his deputy. Is this good for the country?
Of course, if you look at it in terms of we want tranquility, we are in a very sensitive period. There are many flashpoints in this country. This is a very highly charged election. Then you agree with Kimani, this is not the way to go. But this is politics. I must repeat, this is politics.
Siasa ni siasa.
And what the president is doing is high politics. Allow me to say this for the last time. He's setting traps for William Ruto and he's falling right into the trap. He should not. I wish he listened to me. If I were Ruto, I will never answer back the president. Never, because one word, like that tweet was the wrong thing. It also tells an intelligent person. Does this man look presidential? Do you think Raila would react like that?
He'd go, mom, he'd not speak.
People get to wonder. Things happen to Raila. People do things to him. He doesn't react like that. You look presidential when these small things are left to remain small. You
know, even when you look at the Sankok's son that passed
away. Look at Raila sending condolences.
And people actually calling him to like bash him for the same thing.
Can't.
But he did something different.
He looks presidential and he's presidential. Ruto, by these cheap tweets, he's chipping away at his own presidential credentials. And I'm saying this because I'm a good Kenyan. And Ruto is a good guy.
But he's charging his people well. He's charging them. They are happy.
Oh, you are charging some but losing. For Ruto, and allow this to be the last thing I'm saying. For Ruto, you have to maintain your numbers in Mount Kenya region. Don't do anything that will take away one vote. Anytime you answer President Uhuru Kenyatta, you lose a few people.
Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, isalright.com is a global merchants platform where you can be able to list your products and you'll be able to find clients there. Go to www.isalright.com and you'll be able to find people for you. Until we do have these conversations, again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day. Remember to subscribe, click the notification bell so that once a new video comes up, you become the first one to view it.